Welcome to Get Your Mind Right, your daily dose of insights and motivation for merchant service sales, digital marketing, and personal growth.
Happy Friday, and welcome back to Get Your Mind Right, the only video podcast for merchant services and digital professionals in the entire world. Folks, yesterday we covered the most important concept of this series, and that concept is asking the client, what does this mean to you? If you listened in yesterday, go back and listen to it again. This is the don't miss takeaway of the series. But for now, I want to revisit the hybrid question, and that's a blend of a question and a statement. For instance, based on what the client has shared about their challenges, whether related to sales, cost, or risk, I might say a higher Google profile would solve that issue, wouldn't it? Now, this approach combines a question with a statement, guiding the prospect toward agreement. You're reinforcing what they already know while emphasizing the benefits of your solution. They'll likely respond with, yes, I agree. Now let's talk about where the real magic happens. One of the biggest mistakes salespeople make is simply telling the prospect about a prospect or about a product or service. Poor salespeople often resort to being an information dump truck, and that means they just list features, stats, and figures. But telling is not selling. You can list all the features in the world, but you're just a walking brochure. You're not selling, you're merely informing. The real magic happens when you help the prospect visualize how your product or service fits into their life or business. By shifting your approach to focus on their needs from the start, you significantly reduce the likelihood of hearing the dreaded, I need to think about this, at the end of your pitch. So, if telling isn't effective, what works? Well, this is a simple answer. It's asking the right questions. These questions should provoke thought, spark interest, and make the prospect think about why they need your solution today. Asking the right questions forces the prospect to actively listen and reflect on what you're saying. For example, asking, how do you feel about what I just said? Prompts them to focus on their emotions in the moment, not later. And remember, emotions drive sales. The right questions trigger emotions, which ultimately drive results. And that's where the magic truly happens. When the prospect articulates something to themselves, not just to the salesperson, that's when that switch flips. Research shows that speaking out loud improves focus, motivates action, and reduces self doubt. This concept is known to psychologists as the feedback hypothesis. Studies back this up. For instance, participants in an experiment were asked to say out loud the name of an object they were searching for in a pile of photographs. Those who verbalized it found the object faster. Similarly, athletes who use verbal affirmations like, I can hit this shot, tend to perform better. There was once a basketball player named Michael Jordan. You may have heard of him. He lived his entire professional career visualizing and verbalizing his success on the court before it happened. I've heard things went pretty well for him. So, how does this relate to you and your sales? Well, just like athletes, when prospects talk through their thoughts out loud, helps them focus and become motivated. This connects back to the idea of telling versus selling. There's a huge difference between me telling a prospect they'll save $1,200 versus me telling them what $1,200 might mean for their business. And when they articulate it, that's when that emotional switch flips. They focus on the benefits and the deal becomes real. Now, psychologists call this selective attention. That's the act of focusing on one idea or theme. When a prospect verbalizes that focus, it sharpens their attention and makes the deal more tangible. Well, that's all for this week. We're going to stay on this pivot and talk about applying the magic question to dual pricing on Monday. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you at 530 hours Eastern on Monday.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in every Monday through Friday at 6:30 Eastern. Like, follow, share, and set your reminders. And remember, always keep your mind right.